Hey guys, welcome back to Keymoon Learning, and this is Stock Picks. But today, we're going to be going over the stocks that I've picked over the past few months and weeks, and we're just going over how they performed and seeing where the future lies. So, to go over the first stock, we're going over USAK. We made the video on February 15th, and we entered at roughly at 13.8, and as of today, July 4th, the value of the stock is now 15.33, and the change is roughly around 11%. As you can see here, these are just some of the moving averages, and I would like to see USAK to rise up around the $16 mark to really have a more bullish stance on USAK. They have calmed down from all-time highs at around 20.78 after making that video, of roughly being over 50% up, and I do think they can get back up to that point, but they still need to find really solid points of fundamental and moving averages to get back to that point. Second stock that we picked was Regeneron. And if you guys know, back then when we created this video around February 22nd of this year, Regeneron was getting a lot of good news, and yet they were still not going up. So that's the reason why we entered at roughly 449. And as of today, July 4th, the stock is now roughly $583 a share, and almost a change of 30% since then. And so Regeneron's looking really good right now. I do think that they're a little bit high. Just on the past week, they've rose almost 20%. And I would like to see a little pullback just so that they can stable out before running large again. But I really do like the outlook of Regeneron, and I do think a price target that's reasonable for them is around 610, 620. Anything higher than that as of right now, I believe is a little too high. But again, you never know with pharmaceutical types of stocks, they're really momentous. And so if they start running, I do think they can reach even over $700, $800. Third stock pick we did was Perion. This was on March 1st, and we entered 15.9. As of today, they are now roughly 27.8% up. And as you can see here, Perion is coming off a little bit high in this past week. And again, I do really like this pullback that we had this past Thursday and Friday, and I think they're just setting up for this next week. So as long as they have a pretty good day on Tuesday, mind you, Monday, tomorrow, is market will not be open. So just be careful about that if you're trying to make any trades. But in terms of Tuesday, I do think I'm really bullish, especially in the short term. Fourth stock is Holisty, which now merged with Astra. This was on March 7th. I covered it just saying that I think this is a really good future stock and really didn't think that this will even do anything until end of year. And just in the past few weeks, we've seen just this merger has been a gigantic catalyst. We entered at around 13.45, and as of right now, they're roughly at 15.4, almost 48% gain over just a couple of months. As we can see here, Astra's coming off almost all-time highs. They have pulled back a little bit, and I think that them being the first space stock to join Nasdaq is huge, and I think they will keep on running just for a little bit now, probably for the next week or so, until they start pulling back. Next stock after that we chose was on April 26th. Yes, we had a little bit of a break in stock picks, but we came back with a relatively strong one. Chose CCS, entered around 16.3, and as of today, price is now at 65.92, roughly a change of 10%. As we can see here, CCS has finally pulled back a little bit, which is what I like, and I do think that pulling down to this $65 line is not too bad. And I think, especially in their earnings that are coming up in the next month or so, that it can be really good for their future. ORCC, again, this was a dividend stock. First stock we were actually down on, but really wasn't by too much. I don't worry about this too badly, but I really do hope you guys did enter on ORCC before June 29th to get their dividend date, which is usually on, anytime between August 2nd and August 6th. And again, looking really solid right now. Even if they stabilize out the entire time, you still get around 8.6% gain for them, and I really do like ORCC just based on fundamentals and their short futures. Stock after that, we did Micron, which was not that long ago actually. It was less than a month ago. We did on June 14th, entered on around $79 per share. As of today, around $80 per share, only around 1.6% up, but they've come down a lot from all-time highs. And Micron actually got beat down on their last earnings, even though they've outperformed on EPS and everything. And yes, while I do think that they didn't cover some bases, they got, in my opinion, got oversold completely on the earnings day and fell over around 5%. And so I do think they're a little bit below their moving averages, but I really like their futures going even through July and into early August, and I can see Micron hitting around $90 per share by the end of August. Next stock we chose after that was Viacom CBS, entered around $40 a share, price today $44 per share, and around percent gain of 10.3%. Again, this was on June 21st. And in terms of short term, they have finally pulled back, and I do think that if they just start running and keep coming back, running, keep coming back, the 48, $52 per share, you know, line that we put back in that video that I was talking about before in our original stock picks video, that they can hit this by like we're talking about mid-July, maybe beginning of August. But if they can keep this momentum running that they've had in this past week or 2 weeks or so, I do think they can hit this price point. Next stock after that was PennyMac. And yes, this was our first official stock that wasn't dividend that we posted just about a week ago that we entered at around $61 a share, and it is down 1.5%. But the reason why I'm not so worried about PennyMac is that the fact that they haven't had their earnings yet. And I think that this earnings will be an extremely large catalyst for them. And so them hitting the 70s or at least 65 by the end of their earnings that are coming up around end of July is very reasonable. And they have extremely strong resistance around 62. So if they break through that, I think that's a huge part in how they can get to their $70 price point. And the last stock we covered on June 27th was Upstart. Price entered 119, price as of right now is 121, around 1.8% gain. I'm sorry, again, they've been extremely volatile. I believe beta is around 2.1 to 2.3. It's around 120 to 130% more volatile than the overall market. And I really like this leveling out of support right now with Upstart because I think they're going to set up for another large run within the end of this month, end of July, and into beginning of August. But, again, time will only tell. And yeah, that's basically it. As you can see, our total average of these past 10 stocks for the past few months have been 13.8%. And yeah, we've only been negative on 2 stocks, and that's just basically been the past month. And so if you guys want to keep up to date with the stock picks, make sure to keep notifications on our YouTube channel. And I hope you guys have a great 4th. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.